Welcome traders, Mike here from MS100 again, bringing you some daily technical analysis. Today I'm going to go into some analysis of the S&P 500, and I'm also going to go into one of the trades that we did have today. But before we start, we're going to take a look at the markets. We have the Dow Jones down 23 points, the Nasdaq up 27, the S&P up almost 6, and the VIX down almost 5% to 1 point. Sorry, not down to 1 point, down 1.5%. Let me get that right. Now, we had an interesting day in the markets when the Fed did come out and speak. We did end up dropping. And let me show you how the technical setup for that Fed drop. Now, this is the S&P 500 chart that I did bring up. Now, notice how we do have this downtrend line that I did draw in last night. I didn't draw it in. I drew it in after the movie last night. But I was taking a look at this line here. And notice how we did come up and almost hold this area midday on the charts, yet we did sell off of that area. Now, we did sell off that area because the Fed did speak, and also because it was a technical area of resistance. If we could break above, that would have been a nice pattern on the day, possibly forming a bottom, but we didn't. If we actually, let me zoom in here for you and show you where we closed at today. Notice how we did close above that 200 period moving average, but we closed at this critical 900 level that we've been talking about for the last couple weeks in the market, and yet we did close right on that 50 period moving average. So we are resisting to the 50 period moving average. Now, if we do get some buying in the market tomorrow, we're probably going to end up somewhere in this area around this downtrend line. If we do break above, we do have this area up here of 925 as possible resistance, but I do think we could possibly come back down. So we are watching that. We are watching the markets around 882 and 925. Now, I am watching this line right here to show possible upside. If we do break above, I will go long in the market on those days trades, but until then, I'm kind of just chopping around looking for some trade setups. So I'm going to show you one of the trades that we did take today. We took a trade in the SDS. As this line, this downtrend line here, did line up with an area of resistance in the markets in the S&P. I did pull up the SDS and I did see something happening over there. So let me show you. It was a nice 3 indicator trade setup, and I actually was able to nab the low of the day, and I did pick up 1.5 points on the scalp trade as of selling out half of the position. I am holding half into tomorrow. Right now I'm up about a point in the after hours. So let me show you what's going on. Now, here is the SDS. As we were setting up to that downtrend line in the S&P, went over to my SDS chart, and I did draw in an uptrend line myself. Notice we have support here, support again, and I was thinking, well, we did have this big candle down. Where's the next area of support? So I drew in this downtrend line right here, and sure enough, right on this downtrend line was the next area of support. Now, that area of support did line up perfectly with the gap window that we had right here, gap window support, and this 50 period moving average on the 60-minute chart. So I did know this was a high probability trade that was forming in the market for the SDS because of these 3 indicators that were lining up. Now, if we did sell through this, my stop would have came in and took me right out of the trade, but sure enough, I was right. Let me show you the actual trade ticket if you don't believe me here. And this is not the actual trade ticket. This is actually some of my today's completed orders. Notice I have the quantity and the total crossed out. I don't want you guys to see what I'm trading with, but did pick up the low of the day, which is pretty impressive for me. Normally I don't pick up the low. I come close if I am setting up in a scalp trade, but this was a nice 3 indicator setup that was happening on the SDS. We did have some trades prior where we had some 2 or 3 indicator setups, and those are normally the best trades to take. Let me go back and show you one that set up on the TBT a couple weeks ago. Now, real quick, I'm just going to review this trade that we had a couple weeks ago. This is my chart of the TBT, and we did enter in right here at the beginning of the day on this up bar because we had a 3 indicator trade. One, we had the 20 period moving average here as support, and we also had this possible line, this ascending triangle as support. And then on that Sunday, they did come out with a Barron's article that was saying to short the treasuries. So this was interesting. The Barron's article combined with the 20 period moving average and the support line there set it up.